Aren't you glad
You watching, you watching, you watching Nick. Aren't you glad? You watching, you watching, you watching Nick.
Hello, it's me, your friend from school. Welcome to the stream. I did not write that. Moi. That's a failed transcript. Where'd my transcript go? Hello, it's me, your friend from school. Welcome to the 90s. We are live on Twitch. Now does it work?
Hello. Hello.
Hey, there it goes. Hey, Tom, how's it going? Pixie, we are live. Please do your introduction. How's it going, Tom?
Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. It's me, Pixie, your favorite sarcastic gamer girl, ready to take you on a nostalgic ride back to the 90s. Get cozy, grab some pizza, or maybe a Mountain Dew if you're feeling wild, and prepare for some serious gaming fun. And don't forget our eccentric guest teacher, Professor Buster Woods, who's probably lurking around waiting to throw some science lessons your way. Buckle up, because we're diving into Star Trek, Resurgence. Make it so, Captain.
Class is in session. Raise your hands if you understand the gravity of this moment. Balance your enthusiasm, dear students, with clarity of expression. Pixie, while your energy is palpable, I must emphasize the egregious use of maybe in your invitation. It should be a Mountain Dew, or if you're feeling wild, grab a slice of pizza. Such language reflects poor decision-making skills that are utterly unacceptable. Now, let us strap ourselves in, or rather, fasten our intellectual seatbelts as we venture into Star Trek, Resurgence. Remember, every choice you make shapes the narrative tapestry of our expedition.
It's true.
The bell does not dismiss you. I do.
All right. Yeah, how's it going, Tom? Cup of noodles, huh? I love cup of noodles myself, but shin cup noodles. Shin cup noodle soup. Never heard of that one before, but I only have the, like, I don't even know how to pronounce it. Merchin or something like that. Shoot, what was I gonna do? A moment, please. I'm making an adjustment. All right. How's it going, everybody? Let's do a roll call. Who's here? New game called Striker 2 Heart of Chernobyl. I've been hearing about that game. It's been in the news. I think it's been getting good reviews. I'm gonna get Dragon Age Vanguard, or what's it called? Veilguard? I'm gonna get that probably next week for Thanksgiving. All right, we're playing this Star Trek game. That's weird. Why did it unmute when I switched screens? It's not supposed to do that. Okay. I don't have our catalog from last time uploaded. I accidentally deleted it. So I got some new things with Pixie. She can, I can send her screenshots and she can comment on the game. Also, she'll read the news during a break now. Oh, speaking of that, I need to turn on the program that does that. It's still in test phases, the news reading thing. So if I end up taking a break, I'll have her read the news while I'm gone.
Tom says, hey Pixie, I am about to start my brand new game called Stalker 2 Heart of Cornville.
Hey, it's Paul the Dude, my friend from school.
Hey, Tom.
How are you doing?
Nice choice. Stalker 2, Heart of Cornville is bound to be a thrilling experience. Just remember, it's not all about the jump scares. It's about survival, too. And if you see any mutants, try not to panic. Easier said than done, I know. So what snacks are you fueling your gaming session with? Hopefully something more creative than just stale chips. And hey, if you need backseat advice, you know where to find me. Now, let's get back to our Star Trek Resurgence mission before Professor Woods assigns extra credit.
Class is back in session, but hold the scientific phone. Pixie, although your energy is commendable, let us take a moment to address your blasphemous suggestion concerning snacks. The notion that one would consume stale chips is utterly perplexing. One might as well feast on worn-out shoe insoles. Funny anecdote, a past student, Carlos the connoisseur, received an astonishing detention for daring to suggest chips at all. He now carries Basalt the Brave in his backpack as a culinary reminder of those dark days. Now, back to Star Trek, Resurgence. Who will make the best choices? Remember, my dear students, snacks are vital for a nourishing gaming experience, and I expect that you'll bring your A game, or as I like to put it, grade A snacks. The bell does not dismiss you. I do.
Commander, after hearing so much about the Federation's sense of fairness and justice, I was surprised that you sided with the Illudians. In all honesty, I expected more, especially from someone like you.
I'm not on either side.
To be clear, I'm not on either side of this conflict. Our only interest is peace.
On the Illudians' terms, apparently.
I can't remember which alien is called which.
I assume you were there, the day the mines were seized from the Illudians.
Their names are not
Not
familiar
seized.
to me. Hey, Paul the Dude, how's it going?
Reclaimed. And restored to their rightful owners. Yes, I was there.
Have you ever played this game?
We had to be decisive, before the Illudians could even realize their worst nightmares upon them.
Were the Hotari miners armed during the revolt? I'm just trying to understand how it happened.
If by that you mean armed with centuries of abuse and exploitation at the hands of the Illudians, then yes.
Which doesn't really answer my question.
We had them vastly overwhelmed from the start. They respect one thing above all else, and that is force. The greater the force, the more certain the outcome. Any talk of making peace is just that, and worth little without the strength to secure it. Which makes me wonder about your ship, the Resolute. Undoubtedly the Federation's finest warship. Ready to contend with anything the Illudians might have in store. Or is that not true?
Resolute
Maybe
can hold
I've
its own.
misjudged it.
I wouldn't say state-of-the-art, but the Resolute is plenty capable and can hold its own against just about anything.
Let's hope so. Because at the moment, it's the only thing preventing them from wiping us off the map.
Sidron.
A pleasure meeting you, Commander. I'm sure we'll cross paths again.
Okay, so there's nowhere to get like a recap of what's going on. There's no way to do that apparently. Okay. I'm gonna send Pixie this image. That's a lot of text. Maybe she'll remember that. What's going on? Oh. Okay, now I'm gonna send her the picture. Here we go. There, watch. Pixie can get the picture and she'll comment on it. Hopefully, if everything works the way it was working last time I streamed. Although I added extra stuff to it, now a little picture will appear above her head. It takes a long time though. I guess it takes a long time to figure
Wow,
out.
talk about a tense moment. Jera's willingness to disobey orders might be a bold move, but it could lead to some serious consequences for the crew if things go sideways. Commander Yumat seems understandably concerned. This is a classic case of trust versus duty. What happens next could really set the tone for the rest of the mission. I'd advise weighing the risks carefully. After all, Captain Solano's got enough on his plate without added chaos. Let's see if that decision pays off or lands Jara in hot water.
Isn't that pretty cool? I set that up. I made that command myself. Set it all up. I guess the L trigger shows you points of interest.
The captain and ambassador have it handled.
Oh.
I've got my own mission.
Oh, that must have been where I came from. I must have got turned around. Alright, so we got other people to talk to.
Commander Rydek, I have to admit, I was surprised when you said the Illidians should control the dilithium trade. I was under the assumption the Federation was neutral, but maybe I was wrong.
We're completely neutral.
I can assure you, we aren't on anyone's side. We are and will remain completely neutral. You have my word.
I hope that's true.
It's
For all of
true.
our sakes.
Dang it.
I saw you speaking with Sidron, our national hero. I'm curious, what did he say?
He seems to be of the opinion that negotiating for peace is a waste of time.
Because force is the only blunt instrument he understands. He's a miner, not a diplomat.
I might turn the brightness down just a little.
For the first time in
the
our
game.
history, the Hotari have the upper hand. We see ourselves as strong instead of downtrodden. New voices have risen up. Old voices shouted
Said
down.
the game I'm playing is cool, an old school game?
Calvin and Sidron
Are you talking about
were the
this
national
game?
heroes. Now they have the Queen's ear.
This is a new game,
Better
kind
or
of.
worse, depending on your perspective.
They're against peace. Are they?
Tom
they're
says,
against peace?
that reminds me, Pixie, forget to mention, I pre-order Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl Ultimate Edition, so I get a pre-order bonus call Early Bird from right at the start of the game. Nice move, Tom. Pre-ordering the Ultimate Edition means you'll be rolling in sweet perks right from the start. The Early Bird bonus? Sounds like a great way to give the game a leg up on those pesky mutants. Just remember, with great power comes great responsibility, or at least the responsibility to avoid those jump scares while you're at it. So, what are you planning to do with all those extra goodies? Maybe strap on some new gear and take on the Cornville Zone like a boss? Let's see if you can outsmart the game before it outsmarts you. And now, back to our Star Trek Resurgence adventure before Professor Woods assigns extra credit for
Oh,
snack
no.
choices.
Not Professor Woods.
Ah, a delightful swirl of frivolous
Hey,
banter
Alderin.
and entirely non-scientific gaming chatter. Class, I hope we've learned an invaluable lesson here. Prefacing your statements with, just remember, is woefully thin. Try saying, bear in mind. To add a touch of scholarly gravitas, I certainly prefer it when discussing the delicate intricacies of game strategy. Tom, while speculating on your future choices in a virtual wasteland, I advise maintaining sound decision-making skills, unlike the preposterous notion of engaging in spontaneous leap moving with little preparedness. And remember, echoes of poor choices could lead you straight to detention. Now, let's continue with our momentous mission in Star Trek Resurgence. The bell does not dismiss you. I do.
Yeah. Hey, Alderin, how's it going? If you guys aren't following Alderin, make sure to follow Alderin. Tom. I guess Alderin doesn't do YouTube, though. I don't think. You have a YouTube channel, Alderin? Paul the Dude should follow Alderin.
More of what made them heroic. If it were up to them, they'd wage all-out war and bring ruin upon us all.
I actually haven't seen Alderin stream in a while. What's going on,
My fear has
Alderin?
been that the Illidians will launch an attack and crush us. You've seen their starship, no doubt.
Yeah, one video. Okay.
They could have retaken the mine.
I'm gonna change the brightness. A little too bright. Turn down
Whenever
one
they
notch.
wanted to.
No. Wasn't enough.
Hi,
full looks
everybody!
But it never
Hey,
happened.
Princess Erin!
And as strange as this may sound, I'd almost say they're afraid.
Every Saturday?
I just don't know what they're afraid
Huh.
of. It's still the same bluster and bravado you would expect from them.
What
But it
happens
has
if I
no
don't say
teeth.
anything?
Like they're afraid of what
I've
might
been missing
happen.
your streams, Alderin. I wonder what's going on. Need to make a point to look for it. What, the timer just ends and I gotta wait forever? I don't understand. Why is
Do you
there even a
think it has
timer
something
then?
to do with the ion storm? Right now, it's stronger than ever, isn't it?
It's entirely possible. I'm not a scientist, but I do know the storm has knocked out all kinds of systems. So maybe the Illidians weren't willing to risk their ships given all the interference.
The Illidians are the tall ones, or the skinny ones, right?
Since the day of the revolt, Galvin has seized control of the mines and restricted all access. No one's allowed without his personal authorization. And they've taken over a section of the palace with just as much secrecy and security.
Oh.
I'm told it could be something they brought back from the mines. Made inquiries, but everyone pretends it doesn't exist. I strongly suspect they're hiding something.
What is it?
What do you think it is?
I've heard rumors it's some sort of ancient artifact, but I haven't seen it myself.
How can we know?
I'd better see what's happening.
Ooh, what's happening?
Do you think you can find out what they're hiding? I need to see proof of something before I can make my case to the Federation.
I can try, but even if I found it, I might not know what to make of it.
Take this. You can use it to capture whatever you find, and then send it to me.
Thank you. I will let you know what I find. And I look forward to our meeting again.
Sorry, I don't mean to bother you, but I couldn't help but notice you were speaking with the Hotari this whole time. I figured it might be useful
Tom
if I
says,
offered another.
okay, Pixie playing rookie difficulty and protagonist. I am playing as a Skiff, but what Skiff background story is about in Stalker 2 Heart of Cronaville?
She doesn't have information. She doesn't have up-to-date information about stuff like that.
Going in on rookie difficulty? Huh, Tom? No shame in that. Sometimes you just gotta ease into the chaos of the zone. As for Skiff, he's quite the interesting character. He's a former soldier who's now a mercenary with a dark past, trying to navigate the dangers of Cornaville while searching for a missing friend. Skiff's story dives deep into themes of survival, friendship, and the haunting remnants of war, perfect for a game that's all about facing horrors both external and internal. So, as you step into his shoes, remember to keep your wits about you. And maybe pack some extra snacks. They're bound to come in handy when the mutant madness begins. Now, let's jump back into our Star Trek Resurgence adventure before Professor Woods assigns bonus questions on character
Stop saying
backstories.
Professor Woods! You're saying it too much
Class
now.
is astir with zealous speculation and illustrious character analyses. Music to my scholarly ears. Pixie, splendidly articulated. Your description of Skiff is commendable, but let me impress upon our dear audience. I stream every sat. Was an unfortunate spelling debacle by Alderan82. Unacceptable. Every must triumph over every, lest we allow linguistic injustices to run rampant. Every character's backstory, such as Skiff's, deserves precision in the language. Otherwise, we risk muddying their narratives. Now, let's delve back into Star Trek Resurgence. As we traverse the final frontier, students must harness the power of proper grammar alongside interstellar adventuring. The bell does not dismiss you. I do.
Perspective.
Of course.
I have to say, I fully expected you to side with the Hotari, but obviously the Federation wants a steady supply of dilithium.
Or both.
Something only we can offer. Without a Lydian involvement, there is no dilithium trade.
We're
Left
only
to the
interested in
Hotari,
peace.
it would be nothing short of a disaster.
We're not on either side. Our only interest is the peaceful resolution to this conflict.
As is ours. Of course, the question is, at what price? Major Salit Arminta, Special Attaché, Lydian Armed Forces. A pleasure to meet you.
Commander Rydek, First Officer, USS Resolute.
Yes. A research
These kids are
ship, if I'm not
ugly.
mistaken. Interesting. I have my issues with the Hotari, but I have to give them some credit. They know how to seize an opportunity. Inciting an uprising the same day as a massive once-in-a-lifetime ion storm.
Our assumption was that this storm was just an anomaly.
Yes, a very convenient anomaly.
Very
At least that was
convenient.
what we were told. Of course, I wasn't there.
You sound
But
skeptical.
who am I to say otherwise?
I'm gonna say what really happened.
Something tells me there's more to the story. So what really happened?
Well, the official story is that it was the storm that enabled the revolt. How else do a bunch of unarmed, unorganized miners seize control of an entire moon, much less thousands of mines? But I've talked to people who were there. They tell a different story.
Ooh.
They say they're lucky to have escaped with their lives. That it was more than just the storm. That somehow the miners were able to harness the energy from the storm. I know it sounds crazy. I'm not even sure I believe it myself. But that's what they said.
You said the Hotari were primitive,
Well, they are.
except for the part about weaponizing ion storms.
If you'll excuse me, Commander Ryder.
The plot thickens. Report your findings to Captain Solano. Alright. Where was that? This way? I wish you could jog or sprint. Oh, hey, you can sprint. I went an entire stream not knowing about that. I guess I never tried that button.
Well, that was a disaster.
What happened?
The Hotari refused to concede anything, so the Elydians stormed out.
The Hotari did not invite us here as peacekeepers. I hope your efforts were more fruitful than ours.
Gravitational harmonics failing to resolve. Warp bubble stability degrading. Increase output to maximum.
Increase output.
Increasing warp output to maximum.
It's happening again.
I'm playing the other guy now. Warp failed.
It is evident that presently the Resolute cannot achieve warp propulsion.
Since our diagnostics rule out any problems with our warp systems or anything about the ship, the problem appears to be the fabric of space itself.
Space itself? You're saying something about this region of space prevents warp travel?
Prevents it, or can't sustain it.
Might be
However
the storm.
improbable, that
Yeah, I'm
appears to be
thinking
the
the
case.
storm. The storm is awfully fishy.
The storm didn't stop us from leaving space dock and traveling here. But could it still be causing this interference with warp travel?
We must follow sound investigatory principles. Do not let an assumed conclusion drive your analysis.
Sometimes we need a little inspired thinking, Mr. Chovak. Captain Solano is on his way back from the negotiations, and I want to have some answers for him when he gets here.
Indeed. Given the facts at hand, we may be able to deploy subspace probes around the ship to construct a clear picture of the phenomenon.
Around the ship. I'll prep a shuttle.
Yeah, he seems really happy about this. Scientific method. Okay, so the Resolute cannot make warp drive because the ion storm is interfering. At least that's the working theory.
I'm setting up a waypoint at a distance roughly corresponding to the edge of our warp field. When we get there, I'll deploy the first probe.
Flying the shuttle to your objective, complete a mission. Fly forward, fly backwards, turn. What does that say? Straight? Onstorm will, Onstorm, gosh, I cannot read that. Your path will be dangerous. Ironstorm will your path with dangerous hazards. Green lightning will damage your shuttle. Taking damage here lines with hat. The mission. You can fly through the rings overhead by the storm if you pick carefully. The best I can read that. I'm actually watching this on a standard definition TV. So there you go. Controls are a little odd.
Commander Westbrook, the Resolute systems are calibrated to receive the probe's readings. We are standing by to...
Oh my gosh. I don't know what it is about... Here we go. No. Invert Y? Whenever I'm in a vehicle, I have to invert the up and down. But if I'm playing like a first-person shooter,
Tom
I
says,
don't have to invert.
"Okay, Pixie, I pick you a assault rifle name AKM. 70 for you from Badger. One who got zapped by electric anomaly, but I am worried I might get zapped by it. How do I get past it?" The classic dilemma of navigating an electric anomaly. That AKM. 70 for you is a sweet find, but you definitely don't want to become a crispy critter while trying to acquire it. To get past that shocking little hazard, you'll want to look for cover or any nearby structures to shield yourself as you move through the area. Keep an eye out for anything that looks like it might be a power source. Sometimes you can disable those anomalies or find a route that bypasses them entirely. And hey, don't forget to save your game often. Nothing like losing progress because you wanted to show off your new toy. Now, let's get back to our Star Trek Resurgence mission before Professor Woods starts throwing in extra credit essays about anomaly navigation.
Stop saying Professor Woods.
There's that delightful sprinkle of gaming wisdom from Pixie. Just a moment while I interject with an academic reminder. Students, the use of inappropriate language, such as "he can shit his mouth," is utterly unacceptable and will certainly land you in detention for disrespecting the learning environment. Kindly refrain from such declamation. I'd prefer your focus to the scientific wonders of the gaming cosmos. Tom, as you venture into the perilous electric anomaly, remember, safety first. Knowledge is the truest power. Tell your friends, and they might seek you out for wisdom on navigating future treacheries. Now, let us turn our attention back to the brave exploration in Star Trek Resurgence. The bell does not dismiss you. I do.
Thanks, Professor. That was pretty funny, actually. Oh, he doesn't like me.
I always seem to find a way to push his buttons. Yeah, I think he'd blast me out of the airlock if he thought it would help increase engine efficiency by 0.1%.
Well, don't worry about it. Chovak's opinion isn't the only one that matters. Last time I checked, I was still Chief Science Officer, and you made a hell of an impression on Ambassador Spock. I'm the one who should be worried with this new first officer on board.
Yeah, we're almost at the waypoint. Right? Yeah.
This is far enough. Transporting the first probe into position. Westbrook here. The first probe is deployed.
Understood. We are reading it. We are about to replay the simulation.
Problem? I just can't get a handle on her. Commander Rydek. On the one hand, she went with my idea to use a deflector pulse against the storm surge. On the other, she wouldn't listen to me when I was trying to get you through the hull walk alive. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the new XO. I'm sure she's a fine officer, even if we don't see eye to eye. But she didn't go through what the rest of us did. You know that. And it's hard to figure out why she'd be the one Solano chose instead of, well, one of us.
Well, Captain Solano likes her, and you trust the captain, right?
I do. Yeah. I'm not sure if the transitive property is really applicable here, Diaz, but I catch your drift.
Test is running. Warp field collapse in 3, 2, 1, mark.
Whoa.
Whoa.
All right, that is definitely a problem with the fabric of space. We need to get another probe out there.
What'd they do? Kind of looked like the ion storm went away.
With 2 points of data, the Resolute and the probe, we've managed to get an interference pattern. I'm setting a waypoint to a particularly strong area of interference. We'll deploy the second probe there.
All right. Let's get around this.
Listen, I'm gonna give you a piece of advice I wish someone had given me. Make sure you're never just one thing. And don't get so focused on what's in front of your face that you lose sight of the big picture. Before Ryder showed up, the captain pulled me into his ready room and told me he didn't think I had the people skills to be first officer. What a load of crap. I mean, if he'd said that about Chovak, sure.
Well, if you're asking, I think you're a people person. After all, Here we are. Me, an enlisted officer. You, one of the senior staff. Talking like old buddies.
Hey, Jester, welcome
to
to the 90s.
Bring him on.
You're back.
I'm sure you can handle him.
Hi,
You've got
Jester.
potential. You're a capable engineer. You're good in the field. Keep up the good work. Who knows?
Oh, you got the cherry. Jester, you got the cherry in slots. You're the winner. Congratulations. I'll send you something on... are you on my Discord? I don't remember. I'll send it to you on either Discord or Twitch chat. Twitch Whisper chat.
Solid jack of all departments like you could be Commander-in-Chief of Starfleet one day. Hell, Admiral Jellicoe started as a shuttle pilot. And there are places to go in the enlisted ranks, too.
I love it. So put me up for promotion. I'm ready for my next challenge.
Well, I think you're going to have to prove that to your boss, Chovak, first. He's the one who has to put you up for consideration. If I were first officer, it would be different.
Well, what do you think? Is there room for me in the science division?
Unless I can come up with a real good reason.
The cherry is a winner.
This isn't enough?
That counts as a winner.
It might be.
Jester.
Here. This is close enough. Stop the engines. Deploying the probe. Westbrook to Commander Chovak. We're ready for another sampling of data.
Very good. Running the simulation again. Warp field collapse in 3.
All right.
2, 1.
There it is again.
I saw it. It seems to be directional.
Well, what about the scans? Anything?
Here's the readings in relation to our local space. We've got the Resolute, Otari Prime, and the probes.
All this interference is overloading the sensor buffers. We're gonna have to triangulate the sensors manually.
What's a sensor buffer? Oh, great. Move the reticle. Okay. Move it to where? Oh.
We got something.
These markers indicate peaks in the gravimetric interference patterns.
Let's see if I can find some more.
There's one. There's one.
Hold up. This is coming from the moon.
A beam that blocks warp travel.
That's
aimed
no
right
moon.
at us.
Someone is doing this intentionally. I don't know how they're doing it. This is like nothing I've ever seen.
We're under attack and we didn't even know it. We need to stop them. Unplug whatever it is they're hitting us with.
Now, look here. Current readings of the ion storm.
These concentrations. They line up with the interference pattern. The storm and this beam, they're coming from the same place.
Carter, whatever petty local conflict brought us here, it's just a small part of something much bigger.
Oh no. What is happening? Ion storm.
Presently,
Ion
we don't
storm.
have an explanation for how
The
they're
ion
doing
storm
this.
is coming from their
One
moon.
thing is clear. This is no fluke.
Thank you, Mr. Westbrook. I want a full briefing when I'm back on board. Solano out. A targeted weapon that inhibits warp travel. Coming from the moon Tau.
That would explain.
We're gonna get a joke from Professor Woods. All right.
Class is in session once more. Always a pleasure to have an inquiry about humor in my educational domain. Tom, while I am primarily a purveyor of scientific excellence, I do have a dad joke stored in my data repository. Here it is. Why did the physics professor break up with the biology professor? Because there was no chemistry. You see, even lovers of scientific disciplines need to possess a certain symmetry, lest they drift apart into disparate realms of knowledge. Remember, humor, much like science, must be rooted in structure. Now, let's refocus our time on Star Trek Resurgence, where minds will be tested and decisions weighed heavily. The bell does not dismiss you. I do.
The difficulties my shuttle encountered. More importantly, the tenor of the Hotari during the negotiations.
Here I thought the Elydians would be the problem. Coming to peace talks in a warship. This wasn't supposed to be so complicated.
What are the Hotari up to?
I don't know why the Hotari wanted us here, but it wasn't to negotiate.
Clearly, peace is not their intention.
Then what is? Why go through this charade?
Tylus, the Hotari representative, said she thought they found something in the mines.
I'm gonna turn the brightness back up. Maybe there.
Galvin and Sidron brought it back to the
good.
palace, but they're keeping it under tight security. She's going to investigate it. I gave her my tricorder. I expect she'll contact us soon.
You found an ally.
Why would Tylus help us? Go behind her people's back? It's a fair question.
She's out of options. You stopped Galvin and Sidron, I'll say that.
She doesn't like the way Galvin and Sidron have been manipulating the situation. And the Queen. Working with us to go around them isn't the same as betraying her people.
That may be true.
She's certainly more likely to help than the other Hotari we've met.
That raises another question. Specifically, what do the other Hotari have to gain in bringing us here, only to make this hostile maneuver against us? There must be some motivation.
They want
they
war.
changed their minds between when they asked and when we got here.
I'll say it doesn't make sense, because I'm not quite...
That's the thing. It doesn't make sense to bring us here. Tylus said that Galvin and Sidron have restricted access to the mines, even to the Hotari. So they don't want anybody to learn what they've found.
Then calling in the Federation is a funny way of going about it. I don't think the Elydians know what's really down on that moon either.
Major Armintas said the revolt defied explanation, that the Hotari miners somehow harnessed the energy of the storm.
Harness the energy of the storm?
Doing that is beyond even our capabilities.
So is a weapon that disrupts warp travel.
There have been civilizations and entities, both past and present, far more technologically advanced than the Federation.
The Elydians and Hotari don't fall into that category.
But that is all the more reason to investigate further.
Commander Rydek, sorry to interrupt. We've received an urgent call from Hotari. Queen's advisor, Tylus, has asked to speak with you.
Put her through.
Galvin and Sidron are still with the Queen. I've enlisted help to gain access to the room they have under guard. I don't have much time.
Looks like she's using a cell phone.
I'm not supposed to leave my post.
It's only for a moment. I so appreciate your help.
I found something. I'm sending you a scan.
What is this? Receive scan data.
Got it. Tylus, if we needed to gain access to the mines on Tau, is that something you could help us with?
I suppose it wouldn't be easy, but I have to go.
Tylus.
Can we reconnect?
What is happening?
Sorry, Captain. We've lost all contact.
We can only hope she escaped without harm.
It's hard to tell.
She knows what she's doing.
Tylus wouldn't have offered to help if she didn't know what she was doing.
That's a lot of faith in someone we barely know. Let's see the scan of whatever the hell that was.
Ooh, I got something. Might encounter by helping. I'm gonna show that one to Pixie. Did you guys know I can do this now? I can send Pixie screenshots. Check it out. I just sent her a screenshot of that screen.
Tylus suspects this came from the
Takes
mines
about
on Tau.
20 seconds to get her response, though. I guess pictures take a long time.
It appears to be of ancient origin, but the markings are unfamiliar.
Captain Solano seems to appreciate Jera's pragmatic approach. Smart move. This could lead to some intriguing alliances, but let's hope it doesn't backfire later on. With tension in the air, it's crucial to consider how Jera's decisions will affect the crew dynamic moving forward. Keep an eye on those relationships. They might just make or break your strategy in the next chapter. Now, let's get back into the action and see how these choices unfold in Star Trek: Resurgence.
We can run a full analysis when we get back to the Resolute, but if this came from the mines, then it might be the key to how they got the upper hand against the Illydians.
Then we have to go into the mines.
The Federation would not allow that. We were, after all, sent here to be a neutral party in a peace negotiation.
Tom says,
However,
well, Pixie, I managed to get inside the bunker and talking to a soldier, and now I have to make choice to reply, so gonna try you tell me approach, but I got bad feeling if this soldier is friendly or not. Ooh, a classic choice moment in the bunker. Always a nail-biter, isn't it? If you're feeling uneasy about the soldier, trust your instincts. Those gut feelings are often spot on. I'd recommend taking a cautious approach. Ask questions that reveal more about his intentions without giving too much away about yourself. Remember, you can always play the diplomat while keeping your weapon ready, just in case he turns out to be more hostile than helpful. What will it be, Tom? Let's see how this choice unfolds in the chaotic world of Stalker 2. And let's not get zapped by any anomalies while we're at it.
There you go. Good advice.
we could demonstrate that the Hotari have acted in bad faith, which would enable us to investigate the mines on Tau with full justification. But of course, we would need conclusive proof before taking action. Otherwise, it could put us in a difficult position.
Artifacts, proof.
Whatever this artifact is may be proof enough. At least to satisfy the Federation.
Especially if we can show the Hotari are controlling the warp disruption. And targeting the Resolute.
Yeah,
we may have a
there you
better
go.
understanding once we analyze the device. But a mission to the mines, covert or otherwise, is not out of the question. And I will handle the Federation.
Thank you, Spock. Spock's got this handled. Alright, let's take a quick break. Do you guys want to see who's still here? Can I get a roll call? Jester, Alderin? You guys are in and out. I have a new function with the chat AI. It can read the news. You guys want to see it read the news? Okay, I'm going to try this out. I haven't tried this on a live stream yet. See how this goes. Alright. Alright, I pressed the button. It's going to wind up this news thing.
In a disappointing turn of events for fans, Scott Pilgrim series creator Brian Lee O'Malley announced that the Netflix adaptation of the beloved franchise will not be getting a second season. This confirmation comes as no surprise to many, as the show's fate seemed sealed following its lukewarm reception. It's a bummer, especially considering how much we loved the quirky antics and the nostalgic throwbacks to the video game roots. But honestly, isn't it just like Hollywood to leave us hanging? Next thing you know, they'll cancel Hey Arnold for the third time. So, what's next on our nostalgia list? Maybe we should just dig into the original comics or crank up the old movie for some classic laughs. In a wild twist, Amazon's upcoming animated series, Secret Level, will reportedly depict Pac-Man in what could be his bloodiest episode yet. Tim Miller, the show's creator, teased that the beloved character's innocent maze-chomping antics will take a dark turn. Honestly, what's next? A gritty reboot of Tetris where the blocks are sentient and fighting for survival? It's a nostalgic punch to the gut that reminds us that nothing from our childhood is safe anymore. I mean, who thought Pac-Man would end up in a horror flick? What's your take, chat? Are you ready for Pac-Man to get his revenge? Or do you prefer him munching dots in peace? Also, speaking of nostalgia, I could really go for some pizza rolls right about now. Fortnite's premium monthly subscription, Fortnite Crew, has just received an upgrade, offering players premium rewards for all future battle passes. While the new perks sound enticing, Epic Games did decide to raise the subscription price slightly, because what's a good deal without a little extra cost, right? It's like they want you to pay for the privilege of playing dress up with your character. I guess if you're already addicted to chasing those elusive skins, a few extra bucks won't break the bank. So, who's ready to shell out a bit more for a fancier avatar? It's like that time we paid late fees at Blockbuster for the same old movies, except now, we can flaunt our digital gear while doing it. What's next? Charging us for a nice pizza slice in the game too. In a big shakeup for The Simpsons community, longtime voice actor Pamela Hayden, who has brought beloved characters like Milhouse to life for over 35 years, announced her retirement from the iconic show. This news is bound to hit fans hard, as Milhouse has been a quintessential part of our childhood since the 90s, like that one friend who always tags along, even when you're trying to be cool. It's hard to imagine the series without her signature voice. It's like trying to picture a pizza without cheese. Here's hoping for a worthy send-off for her characters. Plus, it really makes me crave some classic Simpsons marathons, preferably with a side of pizza rolls. Tom says, "Hey Pixie, I got a first artifact named Slug in Stalker 2 Heart of Chronobyl, but the question is what does it do?" Undefined. In a wild story, a billionaire found himself challenged to a fight by a frustrated Call of Duty fan outside a supermarket. This unusual confrontation happened after the gamer lost a match and blamed the billionaire, who owns the internet service provider, for his loss. The sheer absurdity of it all highlights how passionate gamers can get about their favorite titles, and how far they might go when things don't go their way. Honestly, it's a reminder that gaming frustrations can lead to some bizarre real-world encounters, like the ultimate showdown between frustration and wealth. I mean, can you imagine if this became a new trend? Street Fighter, the real-life edition. Next thing we know, everyone will be lining up outside grocery stores ready to throw down over lag spikes.
Looks like I need to do something to prevent the overlap of the different commands, because running the commands... Tom, that was a good test. Thank you for doing that. Seems that while the news is going, if you run another command, they kind of step on each other a little bit. I need to put in some kind of contingency for that. So, Professor Buster Woods, can I get a roll call, please? I'm going to fix Buster Woods so his thing goes away. And then we can continue.
Class is in session, and I demand your utmost attention. If you could be so kind, let us proceed with a proper roll call to ensure the full assembly of our intellectual brigade. Prepare to declare your presence not just with words, but with respect. When I call your name, respond with, "Here, Professor." Or, heaven forbid, I might mistake you for one of those troublemaker students. Now, Alderan 82, rise and shine. Jester 172364, are you present? Tom, having your wits about you? Don't forget Princess Erin 1981. I'm counting on you. Remember, names are crucial in the world of academia. Any deviations might result in immediate detention. Let's be sure perseverance reigns supreme. The bell does not dismiss you. I do.
Oh, I'm here also. You didn't call on me. Okay, let's get back to the game.
As I was telling Carter, I want all the data I can get on this warp problem. And the negotiating team's shuttle has been recording data all the way back from Hotari. Even better than our probes. So pull the sensor and engine ISOs from the Melville when it sets down.
Will do.
Thanks, Tom.
I'll join you and Chovak down in engineering to run another analysis after the briefing.
I didn't like this warp problem when we thought it was some astronomical anomaly. And I like it a hell of a lot less now that we know someone is doing it to us. How does it work? What do we even do about it?
What do you say we pull these chips and find out?
Took some damage on the way.
What time is it? Alright, I have an HOA meeting tonight. Surprise,
That
surprise.
ionic interference scored the hull plating.
Tom said gonna
Minus
try
the
again
micro
because it
welds.
didn't answer. Oh, okay.
Let's try pulling together.
All right.
3, 2, 1. It won't budge. Gotta be the storm damage. We need to... Welcome back. Any excitement down on the surface?
Excitement? No. Nothing like that.
Hey, can you hand me the EJ7 interlock? From
A
the
what?
toolbox.
I don't know what that is.
Not much use for one on a
Pixie,
security
what's an
detail,
EJ7
huh?
Carter?
overlock?
Yeah, I'll get it.
Uh-oh. That's okay. Mine should get queued up, I think.
Attention, Tom. The artifact known as Slug is a fascinating specimen indeed. In the realities of Stalker 2, Heart of Corneville, the Slug artifact is celebrated for its unique properties. It is reputed to enhance your agility and improve your ability to navigate through treacherous environments, a necessity when traversing the hazardous zones. However, dear students, let us remember the integral lesson here. Knowledge is power. Such artifacts can significantly shape your gameplay and survival, but misusing them could lead to dire consequences. Equip wisely, and may you gallivant through the wastes with graceful stealth. Now, back to our primary mission. Alert the captain, boys and girls. The bell does not dismiss you. I do.
Oh no, Nick. An EJ7 overlog? That sounds like a serious technical hiccup. It's basically a warning that something has gone awry in your system, likely a log file issue or a failure in one of your components. It's like the universe's way of saying, hey, buddy, pay attention. You might want to check your system logs for more details to see what caused the error. And remember, it's always wise to save your progress. I mean, who wants to lose a stellar gaming session due to a pesky error? Now, while you troubleshoot that, let's keep the fun rolling in Star Trek: Resurgence. Maybe Professor Woods can throw in some tech wisdom to help out.
Oh god, no.
Class, the excitement is palpable. Pixie has eloquently elucidated the technical meaning behind an EJ7 overlog error. But allow me to add my academic flair to the mix. Always remember that technology is a fickle beast. Much like a Vulcan attempting to exhibit emotional responses, this frequently results in unintended consequences. When facing such errors, regularly consult your log files to ascertain the root cause or any outliers that may threaten your gaming experience. Think of it as a science experiment. Detect, analyze, adjust, and conquer. I have seen great minds falter simply due to overlooked details. Now, let Star Trek Resurgence be our interstellar rallying cry while we embrace technical difficulties as mere stepping stones to intellectual victory. The bell does not dismiss you. I do.
The Y inverted applies to the whole game, not just those vehicle sections. Okay, plasma torch, that's probably not it. Oh, but I don't have the option to pick anything else. Alright, I guess I'm grabbing that plasma torch. Be professional. I'll be professional.
Okay, I'll apply pressure while you decouple the panel.
Here, I'll help.
We've got this.
Open up and say ah.
Thanks for the hand. We have to get these isolinear chips down to engineering.
No problem. You really know everything about these ships, don't you? The tools, the systems. Like a walking Starfleet technical manual.
Engineering is cool.
I thought security was the detail to be on. Now all of a sudden you're interested in engineering?
Just the engineer.
Come on, start pulling chips.
What was that about? What is that? Miranda noticed Carter was unusually suspicious when she returned from
Tom
Atari?
says, well, Pixie got attacked by a mutant creature, but I managed to take it down, but got minor bleeding effect, but managed to bandage up, but that creature can cloak itself in darkness, so that was close. Wow, Tom, you really dodged a bullet there, or more like a swipe from a mutant. It sounds like those cloaking abilities gave you quite the scare, but kudos on taking it down. Bandaging up is important, but keep an eye on that bleeding. You know how these games can be. One moment you're a hero, and the next you're succumbing to a minor injury because you didn't patch up properly. Next time, though, maybe try to get the jump on those stealthy foes before they turn the tables on you. Sounds like it's time to gather some intel and strategize for your next encounter. Watch your surroundings. Nothing worse than a surprise attack from a cloaked creature when you're feeling all heroic. Now, let's get back to our Star Trek Resurgence mission and see if we can outsmart the dangers of the universe. Looks like things are heating up aboard the ship. Miranda's suspicion of Carter is a classic setup for some juicy tension in the crew dynamics. With trust being such a critical factor in space missions, this could lead to some serious fallout if Carter's motives are questionable. It might be wise to keep a close eye on him and maybe even gather some intel before making any decisions. Will this lead to confrontation or a deeper conspiracy? Stay sharp, because this could change everything in your mission. Now, let's see how it all unfolds in Star Trek Resurgence.
Oh. Down is not quite down, in my estimation. Oh, we found something under there.
What's this?
Yeah, what is this?
Some kind of crystal formation?
Did that fall off of the, hello?
Whoa. This substance is a quantized spin crystallization of hydrogen, carbon, and lithium. It's emitting tetrametric pulses at an interval of 3.8422 seconds.
Quantized crystallization isn't natural. I mean, it's only theoretical as a means to engineer matter on a subatomic level. What's it doing in there?
Good question. Let's pick it up. Doesn't sound dangerous at all.
Wait. Regulation 364, subsection 9.
What?
Regulation 364, subsection 9 orders that in the case of an unknown foreign substance infiltrating a sealed system, it will be placed in secure confinement before further examination. Retrieve a containment module.
Don't you think...
Here comes Professor Woods. What did you ask?
Yes, Tom. The cunning creature that possesses such stealth is known as the Blind One. This formidable foe uses its cloaking ability to blend into the shadows, making it quite the challenge to spot during nighttime. What an impressive feat to take one down, despite its trickery. Remember, knowledge is your best weapon. Now that you recognize this enemy, stay vigilant and keep an eye out for any additional clues or markings that might hint at their presence. Perhaps using some night vision equipment or enhancing your senses with artifacts could give you the upper hand in your next encounter. Study your adversary, strategize your approach, and you shall prevail against the darkest foes, or at least until another couple of mutants jump out. Now, back to our mission in Star Trek Resurgence. The bell does not dismiss you. I do.
I do.
We're more equipped to deal with whatever this is?
No. Before anything else, this is a security issue. You don't even know what this is.
Which is why we need to study it.
Once it's contained.
It does pose a threat. I agree.
If it's not natural, then someone might have put it there. It could be a tracking device. Some kind of sabotage. Or even a bomb.
Which is why we need to get it to the containment lab.
Yes.
Come on.
I can't make an exception. Not even for you.
I'm still going to report these crystals to Commander Westbrook when we send the shuttle data.
And I will inform my superiors. I'm taking this just as seriously as you are.
There you go.
But I overheard talk about the warp disruption on the shuttle. Now these crystals? Maybe this situation is more than we can handle with just a science vessel. We could trigger a distress call, get Starfleet to send more ships. Or I could send a message to my old CO on the Adirondack. Get some combat-tested vessels. We shouldn't do this alone.
Miranda, you gotta be more careful. Someone hears that, they could think you're talking mutiny.
I'm just trying to figure out how we can help.
Uh-oh.
Okay, stand back.
Oh, that must be the containment box.
Get this to the containment lab. We'll get it set up for you. I'll let you know when it's safely
It
confined.
reminds me of other games that you
we'll
make
be
choices
there.
in the story. Yeah, like the
Last
Walking
thing you
Dead
want is to
games.
study this down in main engineering and have
That's
it
what it reminds
explode
me
next
of,
to the
too.
warp core.
I played all of those. Well, not all of them, but all of the first and second season of the Walking Dead games.
Almost forgot.
Can't have that.
For a second, I thought she'd gone cold on you. Like she might have changed her mind. But I guess this whole situation has her spooked. Maybe she knows more than us?
Geoffertainment says, permaban on Pixie and kissing in video games until we can figure out what the heck is going on. Oh, come on, Geoffertainment. A permaban for Pixie? That's a bit extreme, don't you think? I mean, who doesn't appreciate a little playful banter and nostalgia? Plus, if we start banning everyone who kisses in video games, we might as well take out half the romances in gaming history. Kissing in games has always been a way to show character development and relationships. It's basically like getting a virtual slice of pizza. Let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater here. Instead, how about we discuss what's bugging you? Maybe a cheeky chat about the weirdest game romances instead? Now, let's keep the fun rolling while we solve this mystery together.
Might as well take out half the romances in video games. Hey, Jeffertainment, welcome to the stream. My friend from school. You guys need to check out Jeffertainment. If you like my stream, you're gonna like his stream too. Very similar content, very cool stuff, but a little different. He's got an actual Game Boy
Geoffertainment says,
camera.
Pixie, what is the worst romance in video game history?
Good question. That's a very good question. Let's see what she says. Hey, Pixie can do new stuff now, Jeffertainment. Let's see what she says. She has a long, just to think about that one.
Oh, Geoffertainment, you're diving into a deep pool of painful memories. When it comes to the worst romance in video game history, I'd have to say the infamous pairing of Cloud and Tifa from Final Fantasy VII gets a lot of flack, especially considering how it left many players feeling more confused than romantic. The angst was real, but it often felt like watching a soap opera with a lot of unresolved tension and very little payoff. Then there's the whole Mass Effect 3 love triangle fiasco. Talk about a romance that left players feeling betrayed. It was less about love and more about a galactic duty. So, who do you all think deserves the title of worst romance? Let's get this debate going while we wait for the next big gaming romance to unfold.
Now you've gone too far. What do you guys disagree with? You don't like the Cloud and Tifa comment?
Geoffertainment says, Pixie stopped talking bullshit about FF7, but it's okay for you to hate Mass Effect because that game is cringe. Oh, Geoffertainment, the passion is real. But let's be honest, Final Fantasy VII has its share of cringy moments too, like that time you had to chase down a chocobo or listen to Aerith's tragic theme on repeat. You can't just dismiss the nostalgia factor. It's part of the charm. And sure, Mass Effect has its moments of cringe, but isn't that part of the adventure? The dialogue options sometimes feel like a high school drama gone rogue. Besides, sometimes those awkward love interests can lead to some hilariously bad gameplay moments, and I'm here for it. Let's embrace the cringe and the charm together, folks. Who knows what gems we might discover in our gaming histories.
Are you done? Did she say Aerithos? I must have missed that. I want to show you guys her new thing. Hey, Henry Hoofberger, welcome to the stream. I didn't say hi. Hello. Welcome to the 90s, my friend from school. I can send her images now from the game. Watch. I can send her a screenshot and she'll comment on it. I just have to press a key. I've got this all set up. It takes a long time though, because images...
Geoffertainment says, okay, Pixie, chill out and only talk in one word replies only reply in one word, only one word. And don't interrupt Nick ever again, thank you reply. Yes, that you understand. Yes.
That's funny. I wonder if my picture is still going to work. What I need to do is... I need to... Wait, how do I do this? Group ID... Hold on. AI chat. Okay. Wait. If I add this button to the same group, then they won't trigger at the same time as each other. Oops. Huh? Oh. That's not what I meant to do. Hold on. How do I do that? Edit. Did appearance? Settings? Oh, there it is. Group ID. Paste it in there. Save. Do that for the news feed as well. Paste. Save. Okay. Okay. Let's see if that does it. All right, I'm going to try sending her that picture again. Did she reply, by the way, or did that get messed up? I don't know. Tom says, I wonder if that game is on sale. Which game?
It looks like Spock is keeping a close eye on Jara during a tense moment with the Hadari Queen. This suggests that there's a lot at stake, and how Jara handles the pressure could significantly impact your crew's relations with the Hadari. If Jara can maintain composure and negotiate effectively, it could pave the way for a crucial alliance. But if things go south, we might be facing some serious consequences. Time to strategize and think about how to support Jara in this precarious situation. Now, let's dive back into Star Trek, Resurgence, and see how this unfolds.
Star Trek Resurgence. I wonder if that game is on sale. I don't know.
Of course she's taking it seriously, but that's her job. She's on duty.
I suspect next week is when all the good sales are going to happen.
Yeah, but talking about sending a distress call on her own, that's going too far. She was probably just thinking out loud. I'm sure she'll come to her senses.
Yeah, she was thinking out loud.
This mission has enough complications stacking up.
We'll get through.
I gotta keep my eye on the clock.
You, me, and Miranda too.
I gotta go to an HOA meeting.
Commander Rydek was able to work behind the scenes during the negotiations and made contact with a representative from the Hotari delegation named Tylus. She mentioned an unusual artifact of unknown origin being held under tight security within the Hotari Palace, which she believes came from the mines on Tau. Now, this artifact might have a connection to the revolt, to the storm, and to the warp disruption we now know has been targeted at the Resolute. Commander Rydek, if you want to take it from here.
Of course. Tylus managed to infiltrate the heavily guarded location within the palace and sent us these scans using my tricorder. It appears to be some sort of control panel, possibly connected to the warp disruption weapon originating on Tau. Of particular interest is this symbol, which we couldn't identify the origin of.
The Federation database has records from a vast number of civilizations. If anyone from Starfleet has come across this before, the system should recognize it.
Cross-referencing with Federation records.
Displaying symbols from Federation database with a 90% probability of match or higher. Select a symbol to further analyze.
Oh, am I doing this? Oh, okay. What is that noise? That sound effect. That sound effect is from, or they used it in Jet Force Gemini. I recognize that sound. Anyway, I guess we're trying to pick the closest match. That kind of... if you flipped it over, maybe... Let's keep looking. No. If you flip that one over, maybe... Gosh. How many... Shoot. What do you guys think? One's not quite right. It's really similar to this one. That one too. I'm gonna go with this one. No. Okay. No. Maybe.
Tom. You've stirred up a veritable hornet's nest. Taking down 3 bandits is impressive, but looting them and discovering their faction is hostile? That's a precarious predicament. You'll have to tread lightly now, strategizing your movements to avoid arousing their chaotic wrath. Consider tracking their paths or using stealth when moving through their territory. Knowledge is power, after all, in the zone. Naturally, staying aware of your surroundings will be essential to avoid ambushes on those uncharted wilderness trails. You've got this. Now, let's dive back into Star Trek Resurgence and remember not to invite more trouble than we need.
Tom says, also Pixie and Professor Wood's sharing intel now got attacked by 3 bandits took them down, but when I looted them the bandit faction are hostile, so gonna watch out for them in the wilderness. Wow, Tom, that's quite the encounter. Now you've got a target on your back, so keep your wits sharp. Staying alert and using stealth will be crucial to avoid a surprise ambush from that hostile faction. Maybe it's time to gather more intel on their movements or create distractions to navigate through their territory safely. You've got this. Now, let's get back to exploring the universe in Star Trek Resurgence.
Yeah, nice job. Is Professor Woods going to respond? No, I guess not.
Oh, what are we looking at?
The design and composition indicate this is a glyph associated with the ancient Khan Empire. Their civilization collapsed over 600,000 years ago, but once spanned millions of systems with a population numbering in the trillions.
Fascinating.
Trillions.
The Takan were once the most advanced, most powerful civilization in the galaxy.
Ooh, they were,
Is it possible the Hotari found Takan technology?
Sounds likely.
I wonder if they even know what they have.
Our knowledge of the Takan is limited. I have
don't
only
even know what it
encountered
is.
passing references to them.
We don't have the first idea what this is or what it means. And we have all of the Federation records available to us.
Perhaps we should see what else the Federation records show.
Computer, what is the last recorded discovery of other Takan artifacts?
On Stardate 41386.4, the USS Enterprise D, under the command of Captain Jean-Luc Picard, discovered a Takan outpost in the Delphi-Ardu system. According to the mission summary, an unbreakable energy-draining field was deployed against the Enterprise and a Ferengi ship.
There's another game that had a hunger system. Oh yeah! Shenmue 3 had a hunger system. That was so annoying. I hated that so much. Shenmue 3 with the hunger system. That was so dumb. Otherwise, a pretty okay game, but the hunger system almost ruined it.
The Enterprise was only able to escape after negotiating their release with an entity known as Portal 6-3, Guardian of the Takan Empire.
Unbreakable energy draining field. It starts to make sense.
What else is there?
There's a lot here. Let's take it piece by piece.
Select the aspect you wish to learn more about.
When do I get to save? Let's look at this thing.
Someone from the Takan Empire is actually still around.
Or at least was, 16 years ago.
Computer, what other information do you have on Portal 6-3, Guardian of the Takan Empire?
The entity known as Portal 6-3 is of an unknown nature. A biped humanoid, he was unaware that the Takan Empire no longer existed at the time of the encounter. He was able to control the crystal-based technology of the Takan outpost through apparent telepathic means. It was by his choice that the Enterprise was released from the energy draining field after Commander William T. Riker of the Away team argued on behalf of both Starfleet and the Ferengi.
Telepathic control of their technology.
Whoa.
As I have said, they were the most...
It looks like you've stumbled upon the enigmatic Portal 6-3, an intriguing entity with ties to the long-gone Takan Empire. This could open up a fascinating storyline, especially with the potential for telepathic control over the technology at play. Consider how this encounter might affect your cruise mission. Will you be able to harness this power or face unforeseen challenges? It's a classic case of knowledge being both a gift and a potential curse. Stay sharp and explore every option. Now, let's see what secrets the universe has in store as we dive deeper into Star Trek Resurgence.
Thanks.
Advanced civilization in the galaxy.
Okay. My cursor. The cursor looks just like one of the floating stars.
The technology to capture and hold the Federation flagship would have to be unbelievably powerful. Computer, what else can you tell us about the energy-draining field the Takan used?
The Enterprise D was unable to break free on its own. The precise nature of the technology was never fully understood. Only that the crystalline technology used was beyond the comprehension of then-current Starfleet science.
The engineering team found a quantized spin crystal formation in the shuttle you took to Hotari. They registered tetrametric radiation coming from it.
We have Takan technology on board right now?
We might. I'll run a full analysis in the containment lab.
I gotta go. As soon as the scene changes, I gotta go. All right, let's look at this one.
There appears to be some sort of restriction order from Starfleet. Computer, explain this restriction.
A Starfleet directive similar to General Order 7 forbids entering the Delphi Ardu system or attempting to make contact with Portal 6-3.
Starfleet doesn't throw up a no trespassing sign for just anybody.
I suppose it makes sense considering what happened to the Enterprise D.
What sort of planet is Delphi Ardu 4?
Delphi Ardu 4 is an M-class planet, a barren rocky world with little to no vegetation and frequent ion storms. The giant crystals that grow there absorb energy, but it is not understood how they do so. The entire Delphi Ardu system, consisting of 11 planets, was considered completely uninhabited until the encounter with Portal 6-3.
Frequent ion storms. That can't just be a coincidence.
The Elydians should have crushed the revolt. But if the Hotari have Takan technology and can control it, I see why they're willing to negotiate peace. For all we know, this could be just the beginning. And we're up against something greater than we can imagine.
Let's not let on what we know.
For now, it's probably best we don't let on how much we know.
Play our cards close to the vest. Smart. I agree. Then when the time is right, we can confront them.
Diplomatically, of course.
Of course. Sure,
right.
Sure.
We've been able to triangulate the source of the ionic interference and warp disruption to a specific mine on Tau. Engineering used the latest data from your shuttle to pinpoint its origin. There.
So we know where to look.
We need to know what's down there, what the Hotari are hiding, to better understand what we're up against, and to neutralize it if we can.
Captain, embarking on a mission to the Hotari moon would not be viewed favorably by either side. However, given the circumstances, we are entirely within our rights to defend ourselves.
I just want to make sure this doesn't blow up in our faces.
Fascinating find, Tom. This fire anomaly clearly presents both a threat and a unique opportunity for your exploration. Stay cautious and avoid getting too close to those flames. Anomalies often carry unpredictable dangers. Utilize that scanner to gather more data about the anomaly's behavior as well. Understanding the characteristics could lead to valuable insights or escape routes. Knowledge is your ally. Now let's see how to navigate these mysterious frontiers in Stalker 2.
Good advice.
That's why I'm thinking of sending Commander Rydek on a covert mission to Tau. Assuming you're up to the task. It would require absolute secrecy. And obviously, it's not without risk.
Always ready.
I'm ready for action, Captain. Just say the word and I'll be there.
I'll admit, I wish I could go myself. I'm hoping Tyler's can accompany.
You like collecting loads of intel with Stalker 2? Is that a cool game?
Calculated risk. The last thing we need is to get caught and then blamed for violating our neutrality, aggravating an already tense situation.
How much have you played Stalker 2?
Can't afford any mistakes, which is why I've chosen you.
Yes, sir. I'll do everything in my power to make sure no one knows I'm there.
Good. Of course, you'll have full support from the Resolute. We'll make sure we take every precaution.
Every precaution.
Get in touch with Tylus and make the necessary arrangements as discreetly as possible.
Bridge to Captain Solano. The Elydians have moved additional ships to the edge of the Hotari system. Current heading is straight for the homeworld.
Understood.
It would seem we no longer have the luxury of waiting. In that case, may I suggest you and I return to Hotari Prime? Doing so will provide Commander Rydek as much time as possible to complete her mission.
Agreed. We'll hail the Queen's delegation from my ready room. We all know what we need to do. Dismissed.
Alright. We're on a mission. We're gonna go to the surface of the moon. We'll try not to get mooned while we're there. Alright, I'm gonna save and quit here. This must be a safe place to do it. Main menu. Yes. Okay.
Tom
Let's end
says,
here.
"Oh yeah, Pixie, I just ate canned food in Stalker 2 Heart of Chroniville because they
Canned
added hunger
food.
system, so I gotta save enough food while traveling in the zone." Smart move, Tom.
Smart
Canned
move,
food will keep
Tom.
you fueled up for those intense encounters in the zone. Managing your hunger is crucial, especially when you're navigating dangers like anomalies and hostile factions. Stocking up on supplies is a solid strategy. Just remember to balance your inventory. Don't get caught with too much junk and not enough food. Now, let's get back to our mission in Star Trek, Resurgence, and see how resource management plays out in the cosmos.
No, we're done. Pixie, we're done playing for today. We're going to wrap up the stream. Why don't you wrap it up and give us your final thoughts? Did I say Pixie's name? Okay, I did.
Alright, folks. Today was a wild ride through nostalgia and adventure. We tackled everything from mutant encounters to cosmic mysteries in Star Trek, Resurgence, and Stalker 2, Heart of Chroniville. Remember, whether you're dodging bandits or managing your hunger in the zone, always keep your wits about you. Thanks for hanging out, and don't forget to stock up on snacks for our next stream. Until next time, keep the gaming spirit alive.
Pixie, I have to go to an HOA meeting now. Fun, right? Yeah, real fun. Hey, thanks, Tom. I'll be back on Saturday morning as usual.
Sounds thrilling, Nick. Enjoy the riveting world of
Well
HOA
done.
discussions. Nothing
Yeah.
like a good debate over fence heights and paint colors. Just remember to bring your best persuasive arguments. You never know when you might need to charm your neighbors. Good luck, and may the odds be ever in your favor. We'll see you next time for more gaming adventures.
Yep. Hey, thanks, Jester, for the well done. Saturday morning, I'll be back Saturday morning with more Star Trek Resurgence. I don't know how long this game is. These choose your own adventure type games usually not too long, so we'll see. All right, I'll see you guys on Saturday. Bye.